Welcome back to Dreamy Train Tales. Thank you for joining me tonight. Now let's settle down and begin our journey together. If this brings you peace, please like and subscribe so we can explore more historic railways together, but only if it truly helps you unwind. And if you'd like, please share in the comments where you're listening from and what time of day it is for you right now. Tonight, you find yourself standing at the platform of Mombasa station in the early 1920s, just as the first light of dawn touches the sky. The coastal air is warm and humid, carrying the scent of salt from the Indian Ocean and the faint sweetness of frangipani blossoms drifting from nearby gardens. The station hums with gentle activity, the shuffle of porters carrying trunks, the soft murmur of voices, the occasional clink of luggage being set down on the wooden boards. A plume of steam curls upward from the waiting locomotive, its black iron frame gleaming faintly in the early morning glow. The train is ready, its brass fittings polished, its carriages lined in neat order, awaiting the passengers bound inland toward the highlands and beyond. Before we begin this journey together, take a moment to settle in wherever you are. Allow your shoulders to drop, as though releasing the weight of the day already past. Draw in a slow, steady breath, feeling the air fill your chest. Then let it drift outward, soft and easy, carrying with it any lingering tension. Imagine the air of Mombasa itself wrapping around you, warm and gentle, guiding you into stillness. The rhythm of this historic railway will carry you forward now, leading you calmly toward rest. The platform creaks beneath your shoes as you step closer to the carriage. Around you, passengers make their preparations. Gentlemen in linen suits fanning themselves with hats, women in flowing dresses adjusting gloves, local traders arranging bundles and parcels to be stowed on board. The soundscape is alive but unhurried, softened by the warmth of the morning air and the promise of the long journey ahead. Porters in neat uniforms move quickly but quietly, their polished buttons glinting faintly as they direct luggage into compartments. You pause to take in the sight of the locomotive. Its boiler exhales a low hiss, the sound steady, alive, as though the machine itself is breathing. A burst of white steam rises briefly into the air, dissolving against the golden light that now spreads across the sky. Palm trees sway gently at the edge of the station, their silhouettes dark against the brightening horizon. Birds stir in the branches, their calls weaving into the morning chorus that surrounds the station. Climbing the small steps, you enter the carriage and feel an immediate shift. The air inside is cooler, shaded, the scent of polished wood and leather mingling with the faint aroma of coal smoke drifting from the engine ahead. Brass lamps line the walls, though unlit now in the growing daylight, their surfaces gleaming softly. The floor vibrates faintly beneath your feet, the energy of the waiting locomotive flowing already through the length of the train. You find your place beside a broad window, the glass open just enough to let in a breeze from the coast. The seat is upholstered in deep fabric, firm and comfortable, inviting you to lean back. The armrest welcomes the weight of your hand, and as you settle, you feel the first subtle sway of the carriages as the train prepares to move. Your body responds instinctively, loosening into the rhythm, aligning with the motion that will soon become steady and endless. The whistle sounds, long and low, echoing across the palm-fringed station. The sound rolls outward, lingering in the humid air, a signal both of departure and of calm. Your breath follows it, deepening, matching its slow release. With a gentle shudder, the train begins to move, the iron wheels rolling forward, the platform sliding past your window. The faces of waiting families blur softly, waving hands lifted, their voices carried only faintly now as distance grows. Beyond the station, Mombasa begins to recede. The rooftops of coral stone houses catch the dawn light, their surfaces glowing pale pink and gold. Minarets rise in the distance, slender and graceful, their outlines touched by the sun's first rays. Narrow streets wind between them, already stirring with early market traders and fishermen returning from the sea. The scent of the ocean lingers faintly, mingled now with the earthy aroma of the land beyond. The rhythm of the wheels grows steadier, a lullaby of iron and motion. Each turn carries you farther inland, away from the coast, toward the vast highlands and the Rift Valley beyond. The train sways gently, each movement coaxing your body deeper into relaxation. Your shoulders rest more fully against the seat, your hands slacken in your lap, your eyelids growing heavier as the warmth of the carriage envelops you. The early years of this railway were marked by difficulty and determination. Built at great cost through dense forests and unforgiving terrain, it came to be known by many as the Lunatic Line. Yet it endured, its iron path stretching from the coast to the heart of the continent, opening connections that reshaped lives and landscapes alike. Tonight, in this moment, you ride only a short stretch of its length, but even this passage carries the echoes of that immense endeavor. The train glides past the last outlying houses, and the landscape begins to open. Fields stretch wide, dotted with groves of coconut palms and clusters of mango trees. The sun climbs higher now, spilling golden light across the land, casting long shadows that stretch and soften as the morning brightens. Birds take flight in loose flocks, their wings catching the light, their calls mingling with the steady hum of the rails. You breathe deeply once more, the air within the carriage warm but easy, your body now fully attuned to the rhythm of the train. You are carried forward, not by effort, not by will, but simply by the motion itself, smooth and endless, guiding you toward calm. The train gathers pace as it leaves Mombasa behind, the platform fading into memory while the rails stretch out before you like an endless promise. The gentle sway settles into a rhythm, each movement slow and deliberate, coaxing you to release more of the tension you didn't even realize you carried. The sound of the wheels builds into a steady chorus, the soft metallic hum blending seamlessly with the faint chuff of the engine ahead. Each note seems designed to soothe, like a lullaby set against the heartbeat of Africa itself. The coastal air begins to change as the train climbs steadily into the highland plains. The heavy humidity of the shoreline lifts, replaced by a fresher, cooler breeze that carries through the open window. It brushes softly across your skin, light and refreshing, as though the landscape itself is welcoming you forward. The scent shifts too, the salton sea replaced by earthier tones, grasses warmed by the sun, faint traces of wood smoke from distant villages. You take a slow, deep breath, and with the exhale, you feel a gentle loosening, your body aligning more deeply with the rhythm of the train. The scenery rolls outward in long golden waves of savanna, grasses bending in the morning air. Acacia trees rise like guardians of the plain, their flat crowns spreading wide, silhouettes stark against the brightening sky. A herd of zebra moves gracefully in the distance, their striped coats glimmering as they shift and turn together. Farther off, giraffes bend their long necks toward the ground, feeding quietly, their shapes elegant against the endless horizon. Each glimpse outside the window offers a moment of calm discovery, a reminder of how vast and untamed this landscape truly is. Your eyes follow the horizon, softened by the haze of morning light. The sun, now climbing higher, casts its glow across the plains, painting everything in warm amber. Shadows stretch from the trees, slowly shrinking as the day begins its steady rise. The air vibrates with subtle life, the buzz of insects, the distant calls of unseen birds, the steady hum of the rails blending it all into one seamless, soothing chorus. You feel yourself absorbed by it, your thoughts dissolving into the expanse, your breathing slower, steadier, as though you've matched the great calm of the land itself. The year is the 1920s, and this railway, known to many as the Uganda Railway, but now called the East African Railway, is still young, barely 3 decades since its first section was completed. Stories of its construction are woven into the land itself, tales of hardship, courage, and danger. Engineers and laborers from faraway places worked through heat and rain, carving the track through terrain that defied easy progress. The legend of the man-eating lions of Tsavo is still told along this line, a memory of a time when nature tested human resolve. And yet, here you sit, moving effortlessly along the rails, the journey now one of peace, of connection, of quiet exploration. The train rocks gently, its polished wooden panels creaking faintly in rhythm. A steward passes softly down the aisle, his footsteps muffled, carrying a tray of tea in porcelain cups. The fragrance of black tea drifts briefly through the carriage, mingling with the scent of warm wood and distant smoke. He pauses, offering a polite nod, his presence unobtrusive, then continues quietly toward the rear of the car. The sound fades, leaving only the steady heartbeat of the train and the soft whisper of the plains. Outside, the land seems alive with subtle movement. Antelope spring gracefully through tall grasses, their motion fluid and fleeting. A cluster of wildebeest grazes slowly, heads bent to the earth, their dark shapes scattered across the plain. Farther still, you glimpse the outline of elephants, immense and deliberate, their ears fanning gently as they move together in a calm procession. Their presence is grounding, ancient, as if the rhythm of their steps echoes the same rhythm that carries the train forward. You lean your head lightly against the seat, the vibration of the rails passing gently through the cushion, a massage so subtle and steady it feels as though the train itself is guiding you toward rest. Your hands relax completely now, resting open in your lap, and your eyelids grow heavier. The golden light through the window warms your face, soft and kind, encouraging you to drift into a state of half-waking calm where every detail of the journey flows together. The train slows briefly as it passes through a small station, little more than a wooden platform and a cluster of tin-roofed huts. A handful of figures stand waiting, their clothes bright against the muted tones of the land. Children wave with eager hands, their laughter audible even above the sound of the train. The scene is fleeting, yet it lingers warmly as the train glides onward, gathering speed once more. The highland plains open wider now, the land stretching into infinity. The grasses ripple like waves, endless and unbroken, while the sky above seems impossibly vast, a dome of light blue deepening toward the horizon. Birds soar effortlessly in that space, their wings spread wide, gliding on invisible currents. Some dip closer to the train, flashing briefly before vanishing into the openness once more. Their flight is graceful, serene, a mirror of the train's own steady passage. As the rails carry you onward, the engine hums with quiet strength, its rhythm unwavering. The polished brass fixtures of the carriage catch the light, glowing warmly as the day brightens. The motion of the train has become second nature now, a part of your own body, each sway matched by your own breathing. You inhale slowly, deeply, feeling the air expand within you, and as you exhale, every trace of resistance flows away. You are entirely present in this moment, yet also drifting into a state where time itself begins to dissolve. The plains give way to rolling hills, the train climbing gradually into higher ground. The air cools further, fresher, carrying with it the scent of distant rain. Clouds drift lazily across the sky, their shadows trailing softly over the land below. The transition is seamless, gentle, as though the earth itself is lifting you toward new heights. Each change in the scenery feels unhurried, inevitable, and perfectly in tune with the rhythm of the journey. You let your gaze linger on the landscape, the colors of the earth shifting from golden grasses to richer greens. Farmers' fields appear in small patches, bordered by rows of trees, the faint outlines of villages resting quietly in the distance. Smoke rises from cooking fires, thin and pale against the morning sky, carrying with it the scent of earth and ash. Life moves here at a pace as steady as the rails beneath you, unhurried, grounded, timeless. The train continues to climb, its pace steady and strong, carrying you higher into the heart of the highlands. Each turn of the wheels seems to draw you deeper into relaxation, each vibration reminding you that the journey requires nothing of you except to sit, to breathe, to be carried. You are a passenger not just on this railway, but on a river of calm itself, flowing gently toward rest. The light grows softer once more, though the sun now sits high. The haze of morning gives way to clarity, and the sky stretches pure and endless overhead. You feel your breath deepen again, the rhythm of your body and the rhythm of the train now inseparable. The journey has become a meditation, each sound, each sight, each gentle motion guiding you farther into peace. The train presses onward into the highland plateau, its wheels humming with steady insistence, every turn of the rail drawing you deeper into a trance of motion. You feel the soft vibration through the seat, through the wood-paneled walls, through the soles of your feet, and even into your chest, until it seems the train's rhythm has merged entirely with the beat of your heart. The gentle sway continues, calming, grounding, while the view through the window expands into an endless panorama of beauty and life. The highlands unfold like a tapestry. Rolling hills stretch outward, layered with greens and ochres, their slopes dotted with cultivated terraces that speak of generations of farmers who have worked this soil. Rows of maize stand neatly against the wind, their leaves swaying like a silent orchestra playing in harmony with the rails. Smoke drifts upward from cooking fires in the villages, faint grey ribbons that soften into the blue sky. The smell of charred wood and warm earth lingers in the air, reaching even here to the comfort of your carriage. You inhale deeply, and as you exhale, you feel every muscle in your shoulders slacken, as though the landscape itself has given you permission to rest. The East African Railway in this era is more than a line of steel and wood. It is a thread stitching together regions once divided by daunting distances. Built at great cost and sacrifice, the railway was first envisioned in the 1890s as a link from the Indian Ocean to the shores of Lake Victoria. By the 1920s, it had grown into a vital lifeline for trade, for travel, and for communities stretching across the land. As you glide now over this track, you sense the history beneath you, the struggles endured, the triumphs achieved, and how this iron road transformed the land forever. You settle back, feeling the upholstered seat cradle you as the hills begin to rise more steeply. The air cools, carrying with it hints of rain-soaked earth and the sharper freshness of high altitude. The carriage windows fog slightly, and you trace an idle finger against the glass, the motion slow and soothing. A droplet of condensation slides downward, leaving behind a silvery trail, as though the landscape beyond is blurred into a dreamscape just for you. Outside, the horizon draws nearer, the mountains now etched clearly against the sky. Their peaks, dark and majestic, loom like timeless sentinels guarding the highlands. Valleys carved between them, rivers glinting faintly as they wind their way through the folds of earth. Herds of cattle graze on gentle slopes, their bells faintly audible even above the rumble of the train. The sound carries a melody that blends with the steady rhythm of wheels, a music of land and machine that seems made to guide you into stillness. You close your eyes briefly, and in the darkness, the sounds become sharper. The rails click in patterns, steady and hypnotic. The engine exhales in bursts, a deep breath drawn and released again. Drawn and released again. The sensation feels like a guide, a rhythm for your own breathing. You inhale, slowly, deeply, then exhale, even slower, allowing every trace of tension to leave with the breath. When you open your eyes again, the world outside feels softer, gentler, yet full of quiet life. The train glides past a cluster of jacaranda trees, their blossoms a vivid purple that glows in the highland light. The petals drift to the ground with each breeze, carpeting the earth in colors that seem almost unreal. Children play nearby, their laughter rising as they chase each other through the flowers, their energy a sharp but fleeting contrast to the train's calm progress. You watch until the scene slips away, another brief but vivid imprint on the journey. The car itself breathes with quiet life. Lamps glow softly in their brass fixtures, reflecting warm pools of light against polished wood. The cushions beneath you carry the faint scent of fabric warmed by countless journeys. A fellow passenger murmurs softly in conversation a few rows ahead, though the words dissolve quickly into the train's music. A steward reappears, carrying a silver tray of steaming cups. This time, the aroma of spiced chai rises, sweet and sharp, curling through the air like a gentle invitation. You accept a cup, its warmth seeping instantly into your palms, comforting, grounding. You take a slow sip, the flavors unfolding in layers, cinnamon, clove, and cardamom, each note lingering as the train sways gently on. The plateau stretches wide now, the savanna giving way to higher fields, their colors richer, deeper. You pass a wide river, its surface smooth and glassy, mirroring the sky. Along its banks, storks stand motionless, tall and elegant, their long beaks pointed toward the water as though waiting for a secret only they can see. The train crosses a steel bridge, the sound echoing through the structure in a resonant hum, vibrating up through the soles of your feet, through your arms, into your chest. The resonance is low and soothing, a hum that feels almost like a lullaby carried by the earth itself. The sun shifts toward its descent now, softening the light. Shadows grow longer, stretching across fields and valleys, while the sky blushes faintly with the promise of dusk. The highlands glow in warm gold, every tree, every blade of grass touched with gentle fire. You find yourself leaning closer to the window, not out of urgency, but because each passing view feels like a gift, too precious to miss, yet there is no rush. The rhythm of the rails assures you there will always be another moment, another sight, another breath to savor. This line has long been called the Lunatic Express by critics of its cost and the immense effort required to build it. Yet the name belies its true legacy, for it carried with it a vision of connection and progress. It transformed the movement of goods, of people, of ideas. As you ride now in the peace of evening, that history feels close at hand, not as hardship, but as a quiet presence layered into the very rhythm of the train. The evening air drifts cooler through the window, carrying with it the scent of eucalyptus. Somewhere in the distance, drums sound faintly from a village, their rhythm slow and steady, almost blending with the train's song. The two patterns interlace, one natural, one mechanical, yet together they create a cadence that feels timeless, eternal. You close your eyes again, surrendering to the sound, your body lighter, your mind drifting ever deeper into ease. The mountains ahead glow with fading light, their peaks bathed in amber and violet. Clouds gather in soft clusters around their crowns, their edges tinged with rose. The air is hushed, as though the land itself is pausing for the coming night. The train presses forward with steady calm, undeterred, unhurried, carrying you deeper into this dreamscape of highland peace. You shift gently in your seat, finding a perfect angle where your head rests comfortably, supported by the soft cushion. The motion beneath you becomes more than movement now, it becomes a cradle. The sway rocks you steadily, as if the train itself is a gentle hand guiding you towards sleep. You breathe in once more, slowly, deeply, then let the breath escape in its own time. Your body easing into the rhythm, your thoughts dissolving into the flow. The rails carry you onward, higher into the plateau, deeper into the embrace of night. The journey feels endless, yet not in distance, but in its capacity to soothe. Every sound, every scent, every flicker of light is part of a greater whole, a design woven to ease you, to calm you, to let you rest. The world outside becomes less about detail and more about impression, a blur of color and form that lulls the mind into stillness. And so, the train glides, steady, certain, eternal. You remain within its embrace, a passenger on a path where time and distance dissolve into rhythm and rest. The train begins its descent toward Nairobi, its pace unhurried, its rhythm steady as the twilight deepens. The land outside shifts with the fall of evening, the sky brushed with strokes of amber and violet, then slowly fading into a deep, velvety indigo. You watch as the last rays of the sun gild the hillsides, their golden glow lingering for just a moment longer before dissolving into shadow. The lamps in the carriage glow brighter now, their warm light reflected in the polished brass, cocooning you in comfort as the day slips gently into night. The highland air carries a crispness, cool and clean, as it drifts through the window, mingling with the gentle scent of wood and fabric inside. Villages grow closer together, their lights beginning to twinkle like small stars scattered across the darkening earth. The faint sound of voices drifts upward as the train passes, fragments of conversation and laughter carried into the still night. You lean back, letting the sound dissolve into the rhythm of the wheels, a soft backdrop to your rest. The railway line into Nairobi was completed at the turn of the century, making it one of the great achievements of its time. It transformed this once distant settlement into a thriving hub, a city whose name means cool water in the Maasai language. As the train glides closer, you reflect on how this place, born from the Iron Road, became a center of life and culture in East Africa. Its history, woven into the very fabric of the railway, adds depth to the journey, turning each mile into part of a larger story. Your carriage grows quieter as passengers settle, some closing their eyes, others leaning against windows to catch the final glimpses of landscape before night. A steward moves gently down the aisle, offering blankets folded neatly across one arm. You accept, feeling the softness as it rests against your lap, its warmth seeping instantly into your skin. Wrapped in this comfort, you settle more deeply into your seat, every part of your body relaxing into the steady cradle of the train. The city lights appear in the distance now, a faint glow against the horizon, spreading slowly as the train moves closer. Each flicker adds to the sense of arrival, of nearing rest. yet there is no rush. The pace is gentle, designed to soothe, to prolong the calm of the journey. The wheels hum more softly, their rhythm easing, guiding you into a slower state of thought, a slower breath, a deeper calm. The train curves through the outskirts, past fields now dark and hushed, past silhouettes of acacia trees standing tall against the night sky. You notice how the stars above are mirrored by the lanterns below, as though the earth and sky are speaking in light. The sensation fills you with ease, a reminder that you are held between two worlds, grounded and yet gently lifted toward dreams. At last, the train begins its final approach, the station drawing near. The sound of the engine softens, the clatter of wheels becomes less insistent, each note stretched and mellowed. The platform lamps glow warmly, their light spilling across polished stone, welcoming, reassuring. The figures waiting there stand silhouetted in the glow, their outlines softened by the night air. You feel no urgency to rise, no need to prepare. Instead, you let the journey slow around you, its energy dimming, its motion quieting, until it feels like only a whisper remains. Your body is heavy, your breath steady, your mind quiet. The train has brought you not only to Nairobi, but to stillness itself, to the edge of sleep, where rest awaits like a gentle companion. As this gentle journey draws to its close, the train comes to rest in the quiet of the Nairobi night. The sounds around you soften, fading into the distance, until only the faintest hum remains, like the memory of motion. You are wrapped in warmth, wrapped in calm, your body completely at ease. Your breath rises slowly, falls slowly, each inhale deep and effortless, each exhale long and releasing. With every breath, your body grows heavier, more comfortable, more secure. The world outside continues on, but here within this stillness, you need only rest. The glow of the lamps fades in your imagination, leaving you in a cocoon of quiet. The sway of the train remains, even though the wheels have stopped, rocking you deeper into calm. The rhythm lingers in your mind, steady and soothing, guiding you gently into the space between waking and sleep. You allow your thoughts to drift away like the passing landscape, fading into the horizon. Each sound grows softer, each sensation more distant, until there is nothing left but the peace of this moment. You are safe, you are calm, you are carried into rest. The journey has ended, but its calm remains with you. Let yourself surrender fully now, knowing that sleep is near, that dreams are waiting. Sweet dreams and good night.